Elara's fingers trembled as she touched the silver thread. It hummed beneath her fingertips, alive with starlight. The weaving room smelled of moonflowers and ancient magic. Her mentor had left only one instruction: do not weave the northern corner. But curiosity burned brighter than caution. She lifted the shuttle, and the thread obeyed, dancing through the loom like liquid light. The tapestry showed the night sky, each stitch a constellation. As her hands moved faster, something changed. The threads began glowing brighter, pulsing with a rhythm she did not command. Outside, the real stars flickered. The loom was not creating art, it was rewriting destiny itself. Elara stepped back, her heart pounding against her ribs. She had been apprenticed to Master Theron for only 3 months. In that time, she learned that star weavers were rare, perhaps a dozen in the entire world. Their gift was sacred, each thread connected to a human life, each pattern a fate. The northern corner of the tapestry represented the 2 kingdoms, Solmere and Lunhaven. They had been enemies for generations, separated by ancient betrayal and rivers of mistrust. Master Theron had warned her, that corner must remain untouched until the time was right. But Elara's hands had moved on instinct, weaving a bridge of golden thread between the 2 kingdoms' constellations. She whispered, "What have I done?" The door burst open. Master Theron stood there, his face pale as winter snow. He said, "You have woven a bond between enemies. The stars have accepted your pattern. Within days, the kingdoms will feel drawn to peace." Elara felt relief flood through her. "Then why do you look so afraid?" Master Theron moved to the window, his voice dropping to barely a whisper. He said, "Because someone will try to stop it. There are those who profit from war, who feed on hatred. They have a shadowmancer, and he will come to unravel your work." A cold wind swept through the room, though every window was closed. That night, Elara could not sleep. She returned to the weaving room, touching the golden thread she had created. It felt warm, hopeful, like the first day of spring. Through the window, she saw the constellations had shifted, 2 stars now burned side by side where once they had been separated. In Solmere, the young prince reported strange dreams of a peaceful meeting. In Lunhaven, the queen felt an unexplained urge to send an invitation, not a threat. But in the shadows between the kingdoms, something darker stirred. The shadowmancer's name was Malachar, and he had served the war merchants for 20 years. He did not weave fate, he tore it apart, thread by thread, life by life. Elara felt his presence before she saw him. The tapestry began to freeze, ice spreading across the golden bridge she had woven. Master Theron shouted, "Protect the pattern." She grabbed the shuttle, her hands moving with desperate speed. For every thread Malachar tried to freeze, she wove 2 more to reinforce it. The room filled with competing magic, light against shadow, hope against despair. Then Malachar appeared in the doorway, and his smile was made of winter. Malachar said, "Foolish girl, you think peace is stronger than profit? I have unmade the work of star weavers greater than you." Elara's voice shook but held firm. She said, "Then you have never faced someone who weaves with love, not just duty." She pulled a thread from her own chest, a luminous strand that contained her deepest hope. Master Theron gasped, "No, that will weaken you permanently." But Elara was already weaving it into the pattern. Her personal thread wrapped around the golden bridge, strengthening it with something Malachar could not understand. Selfless intention. The shadowmancer unleashed his full power, shadows like claws reaching for the tapestry. But every time he touched Elara's thread, it burned him. He screamed, "What is this magic?" Master Theron stepped forward, his voice filled with ancient wisdom. He said, "It is the magic you abandoned when you chose to serve hatred. It is the power of sacrifice." Malachar's shadows began to unravel, dissolving like smoke in sunlight. He lunged forward one final time, reaching not for the tapestry, but for Elara herself. Elara did not retreat. She raised her hand, and the shuttle flew to meet his darkness. The moment they collided, the entire room exploded with light. When the brightness faded, Malachar was gone, not destroyed, but transformed. He stood there, confused, his shadows replaced by faint silver threads. Elara had woven him into the pattern of peace. She had given him a choice, to feel connection instead of division. Tears streamed down the shadowmancer's face, the first tears he had shed in decades. He whispered, I remember what it felt like to hope. The tapestry completed itself, the golden bridge now permanent, unbreakable. Above them, the real constellations blazed with unprecedented brightness. In both kingdoms, people stopped and looked up at the sky. They felt it, a pull toward reconciliation, toward understanding. The stars had spoken, and destiny had chosen peace. 3 months later, Elara stood in the royal garden. Representatives from both kingdoms signed a treaty beneath the stars she had rewoven. Master Theron stood beside her, pride shining in his eyes. He said, You did not just weave a bridge, you taught an old enemy that transformation is possible. Elara looked down at her hands, the personal thread she had sacrificed was slowly growing back. But it looked different now, stronger, interwoven with silver from Malachar's redemption. She realized that true magic was not controlling destiny, it was offering hope and letting people choose it. The young prince of Solmir approached, his eyes full of gratitude. He said, They are calling you the Peace Weaver, the one who stitched the sky back together. Elara smiled softly. She replied, I only reminded the stars what they already knew, that we are all connected by threads too beautiful to break. As she walked back to the weaving room, she knew her journey was just beginning. There were other conflicts, other broken patterns waiting to be mended. And she would be ready. Because hope, once woven into the fabric of the world, can never be fully undone. What would you weave if you could change destiny? Would you choose peace, adventure, or something entirely different? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If this story touched your heart, please like this video and subscribe for more magical tales. Hit the notification bell so you never miss a journey into wonder. Thank you for listening, and may your own threads shine bright.